I made it to the Callista Trilogy, and this will be part 1 of the review of that trilogy. The first book, Children of the Jedi. Now, going into the Callista Trilogy, I've heard a lot of things about it. A lot of negative things about the Callista Trilogy. So, here we go. So, during a diplomatic mission on the planet Ithor, it gets interrupted by this old buddy of Han Solo's, and he starts going crazy and just muttering all this stuff. And when they finally, get him, looked at, under control, doctors looking at him, they figure out he's talking about this planet Belsavis, where this Jedi Master hid a bunch of younglings and the children of Jedi. And so Han, Leia, Chewie, R2 go to Belsavis, and Luke Skywalker, Cray Mingla, one of his Padawans, and Nikos, I believe his name is pronounced, who is, Cray Mingla's fiance. They find themselves trapped and captured and brought aboard this, I guess you could kind of say it was another expanded universe super weapon. It was this asteroid ship that was the size of a small moon. It was called a battle moon. It was called the Eye of Palpatine. And their side is they have to try and figure out how to get off it, and it's really weird. Like, there's these Gamorreans that got on and they're brainwashed. There's these plant aliens that got brainwashed, and they all believe that they're like stormtroopers. And then there's Jawas and Tuskens on there, and the Jawas are like taking apart the ship. And it's just really weird. I mean, and of course Luke meets Callista, the spirit of a Jedi who stayed behind to make sure the ship would not get, captured and fall into the wrong hands. And Callista is trapped in the computer, and the interesting thing about the ship is it's like all automated, all of it. And it's just, I don't know, the writing, sometimes it gets kind of off to me. The first book is written by Barbara Hambly. And I've heard a lot of people did not like Callista, and I don't know, she's fine. I mean, I prefer Luke with Mara, but yeah, Callista and Luke eventually do fall in love, and honestly, I'm a sucker for cheesy romance. It's just, the Callista Trilogy is, so far, is weird. I mean, to be honest, or I guess I should go back to what Han and Leia are doing. Eventually they discover that on Belsavis that there's this, one of the other Imperial, or Emperor's hands, Roganda, she has a son, and he learned how to read schematics of things, and he could control technology with the Force. And so Han, Leia, and the gang stop there, and he learns to activate the battle moon, and it goes to Belsavis, and they manage to destroy it. And okay, one thing that kind of felt like a waste to me is the whole mission to get back Cray Mingla, because she was accused of being a rebel saboteur by the Gamorrean stormtroopers. And they spent like half the book trying to get her back, but it's kind of a waste. Now, this has to do with how Callista is able to return to a flesh and blood body, but I won't spoil how that happens. But the reason she's able to, it makes Cray Mingla's rescue just completely meaningless. So it kind of wasted half the book trying to get her back. So, Children of the Jedi. Really freaking weird. Kind of awkward in a lot of parts. And this book is definitely one of the weaker books in the expanded universe. It was not as good as the Jedi Academy trilogy and the Thrawn trilogy, but I didn't find this book to be as bad as expanded universe haters say. To be honest. But like I said, it certainly is weird. Now, I'll talk about my whole feelings, kind of summary of my entire thoughts when I do part 3. So stay tuned for Callista Trilogy Book 2, Darksaber.